What's up everyone, welcome to Brown Belt 101. In today's video we'll be going over things you may encounter as a brown belt, mindset, and Coach Todd will be sharing his experiences as a brown belt, and I will be sharing my experiences when I was a brown belt.
All right, brown belt. So at this point in time in your jiu-jitsu career, you know a lot of jiu-jitsu. You should be able to chain a lot of stuff together, and you should have an established game. The only difference at brown belt is we start to add in more submissions. So at this belt rank is the next step to your submission game. Big changes in brown belt: leg locks and bicep and calf slicers. When you're learning leg locks, it's important to practice safety. So really understand the leg locks and the way to defend before you start to jump all the way into it. Because a lot of injuries happen because of leg locks. Your legs don't have a lot of nerves, so by the time you feel the pressure in it, or by the time you feel pain in your leg, you can get injured. So be very careful with leg locks. Also, here at Roma, we have something called a gentleman's agreement. That means if I'm rolling with a lower belt and they want to practice leg locks with me, or I want to practice leg locks, we need to have an agreement. Because it's not fair to a lower belt that I slap on a toe hold or a knee bar and they're not ready for it. So make sure you're respecting the gentleman's agreement.
At the brown belt level, in my opinion, you should be able to instruct. You don't need to become an instructor, but you should at least have some knowledge. So when a lower belt approaches you, you should be able to answer their questions. And because you're a higher rank, lower belts will naturally look to you. Like for example, Coach Todd is in charge of our basics program, and I am fully confident with him. And I believe in his work and his techniques, and I have no problem with him because he studied the game, he knows it, and he can teach it. But like I said, you don't need to become an instructor if that's not your goal, but you should know enough to explain it to somebody. At this belt level, your goals and mindset will mostly be the same when you started. You'll always be improving your mindset, always be making new goals, and you should always be trying to learn at every belt level. I feel in brown belt, you're basically preparing yourself to become a black belt. So what this means is you're doing everything from the lower belts what we explained up until now, and you're trying to put everything together and become a complete package. Now we'll be talking about our personal experiences at this belt level. So Coach Todd, what are some of your experiences as a brown belt when you first received your brown belt till now?
So like Professor Kavik was saying a little bit earlier, the expectations don't, or the pressures don't really change. So as soon as you get a color belt, you already have the pressure to perform. I need to perform as a blue belt, I need to perform as a purple. And even at brown, I need to perform at a certain level, yeah? So that pressure never really changes. It just gets, almost in a sense, you get better at coping with it, okay? As a brown belt, the big change was leg locks. Leg locks was huge. I was already practicing it at purple, but I was really trying to refine it in the beginning of my brown belt. And as a competitor, it's kind of scary because that's something you really, as a pro belt, you really take for granted. You'll do a lot of things and you'll keep your legs out thinking that, well, they can't toe hold me and they can't attack that. But at brown belt, that's a very real threat now. So that was a little bit overwhelming for a little while. But once you understand the leg lock game, and that's why I preach so much about safety, and knowing how to defend and know how to safely defend leg locks, they become less and less scary, and they become just like any other submission. You understand where it is and where it isn't. Right now in my brown belt career, I'm just trying to refine my game, and I'm just trying to, like Professor Kavika said, prepare for black belt. So have a better understanding and a better grasp on things I don't yet understand, and really exploring the positions that maybe I didn't really like at purple belt because I need to understand everything as a black belt. So that's where I'm kind of at brown belt.
My experience as a brown belt was a little different from Coach Todd's. Now as a brown belt, I still wanted to compete. I was very competitive. I only did 2 major tournaments, 2 super fights, and a smaller local tournament. But as brown belt, my main focus was opening Roma, because it's right when I moved back. I received my brown belt, and I opened Roma, and I put a lot of effort and focus into building the academy and building the students up. Like Coach Todd said, and we mentioned earlier about as a brown belt, you should be able to know how to instruct or at least teach a technique. That's pretty much what my whole brown belt was. Like I became like the main instructor of my own academy, and I had to build everyone up. So I had to really focus and really set my mind to like I need to know everything and I need to study every position so I know what to do and I know how to answer questions correctly. With that being said, as a brown belt, I learned a lot, and I'm still, as a black belt, continuing to learn. Coach Todd is still learning. Remember, as a brown belt, you are refining everything. You're refining your techniques, and that doesn't mean you won't add more techniques in. Keep learning and enjoy the journey to black belt, because you're almost there.